What's up? Gobble gobble, new local Austin. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday evening, so you know what that means. Keeping it Shrimple, episode number 59. 59. That's 4019, just so you know. Heard that from one of the little ones. But, anyways, so here we are. We're going to hang out. There's only a few people. So, right now, I know it's early and I know I threw up the notification like 3 minutes ago, if I don't know, maybe 5 minutes ago. Hey, how's it going, Glitch? How you doing? Much love. Jeff Kane, hello. See, everybody's starting to pop in here. Well, all three of you so far. But like I said, shame on me for not being able to get my stream posted until just a few seconds ago or minutes ago. Eric Wyrock, what's up, brother? Water changing. Saints Dust Aquariums, hello. I just got the you're live. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Um, like I said, I did the best I could to haul butt home from work. And unfortunately, the highway, the only, well, there's another one, but the main road to get here is a 2 lane road, and everybody, and I mean everybody, is on that road going home. So it takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, depending, for me to drive 23 miles. Yeah. So you can imagine me sitting in the car looking at the clock going, oh crap, I got to post my thumbnail and let everybody know I'm going live. Yep. That's how it goes. What's up, Vinotsky? Daniel Velez, hello. Sherry, gone shrimping. Mystery Snail Guardian, snailed it. Hi, Dee Dee. George RB3. Every time I see that, I think it's a drum set. The little icon that you have, it's just me, but it looks like a silhouette of a dude sitting behind a drum set. And the only reason it hits me that way is, well, because I've seen millions of pictures of me behind my drum set, and that's kind of what they all look like. You can't see me, but you can see a blurry figure in the background. I know, I'm weird that way. Thank you. Yes, please hit that like button. See if we can get some more people to join us, which we usually do. They start straggling in a few minutes late. I didn't see if Kyle was streaming. Like I said, I was in such a rush, but I tried to see real quick, and I didn't see anything about him being live. So I don't know if Kyle streamed tonight or not. Drum roll. So 827 on the sub count. Thank you. That's kind of awesome seeing it creep up and then seeing new names in the stream. That's very awesome. So, welcome. Thanks for joining me again if you've joined me before. And if not, hold on because it might get squirrely. And what I mean by that is I might go on a different subject or another subject, or who knows? Who knows what happens? What I wanted to talk about was something that we've talked about on several streams about this aquarium back behind me and the hair algae problem. So, yeah, Kyle didn't stream. Okay, I was worried I missed it. He's so happy he got 5K that he's like, screw it, I don't need to stream anymore. No, I'm just kidding, Kyle. But other than on the pearlweed back here, there's the last remnants of the green algae nest that was all throughout this aquarium. There's about 4 little strands of hair algae stuck to the glass. And it's amazing that I can say that because it used to look all furry and fuzzy on the glass in the back. But there's 4 remaining strands clinging on to dear life. And it's all of the algae has gone off of the substrate. Almost, I'd say 99% of the algae that was on the mayberry moss and the hooker moss over here and coming off of the rocks. That's pretty much gone. 99, 98% of it. And there was a clump last week when we were talking. There was a clump off of the stem on that double sponge filter. And I think it was 2 days ago, I looked in the aquarium and it had fallen off and was over here in the corner of the aquarium. And then this morning, when I looked at it, it's gone. So I think that's what's going to happen to the last remaining clumps over here. They're clinging on for dear life. They're eventually going to fall off and they will disappear too. So that's a pretty cool deal. Hey, I saw some people sneak in here. Let me say hellos. Let me scroll back up. Amisa, nice to see you. You're a new name. Hopefully you're subscribed or will be soon. Green hair algae cured by light or flow changes. That's my guess. And the winner is Coro. You are correct. Very, very correct. And I'm thinking maybe a little bit of the flow was altered a couple of weeks ago when I was out of town and the water level was too low for the flow to go up through the lift tubes on the undergravel filter. So there really wasn't water circulating. I don't know if that helped, maybe, but when I filled it back up last week during this stream, I filled it back up, got it back up to the top, and the water's flowing out of everything. Maybe it's helping push that algae around and get it dispersed. And I'm thinking because it's not hard like it used to be, it's not al dente, it is soft and smushy because it's dying. I think that makes it more palatable to both the plecos and the shrimp. I'm just saying. So, yeah, kind of cool. Mark Stroson, hello. Frank Basanta, hello. Good to see you. Pile Aquatics, good evening. Fish Tropic, good to see you. I'm scrolling back up, making sure I didn't miss anybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Ask me a question and I won't miss you. When your water level was low, you would also have an increase in light. You would think so, but that's part of what I did was I stopped turning on the lights. Okay. One, I wasn't here for a whole week. So during that week, I didn't even bother with it. When I got home, I turned the lights on all of the tanks for a couple of hours because I missed my aquariums. Then I was busy, so I didn't really turn them on until I got home from work one night. I think it was before the stream, and I got a look-see at everything. But they were only on for a couple of hours. So I'd say in total over the past week, the lights have probably been on the aquariums maybe a total of 8 hours in the past week. So that definitely, hey, KJE Aquatics, good to see you. Hello. Howdy. Lost the tube to the underground on my deep substrate, and now with the reduced flow, the algae and such is going nuts. Trusting girlfriend to feed last week didn't help. So it's a combination of things, right? Me not being here, there wasn't as much food being thrown into the aquarium. The lights weren't being turned on. Water flow definitely got affected by the low levels in my tank. Okay. I have aquariums with no filtration at all. And I've never had any issues with the little bitty tanks or this 9 gallon. And this is something that's pretty interesting to me because I was really concerned about all of the plants that I have in this flex aquarium over here, especially with no lights. I have some huge balls of Sawassertang. I have a water wisteria plant, several stems of pagostemon. I have some pearlweed. I have some Rotala indica, and I forget Ambulia is the other plant that I have in there. And you would think with no lights that I'd come back after a week and those plants would be withering and, kind of not so happy. That's not the case. And again, with this aquarium, I'm not sure what I did when I set it up, but from day one, the thing has been beautiful. And I'll show it to you here in a little bit. I love shrimp. What's up, Rob? Thank you for that. Thanks for the reminder.
I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?
Oh, that's so much fun. I gotta fix it though. I gotta update so much stuff. There's so much stuff I'm gonna do, but I'm starting to get the hang of this whole work schedule thing. Okay. So like I said, today was pretty rushed. I know now that I probably have to leave a little bit early, or maybe eventually I might change the stream time. It's just I really like where it's at. I think everybody else that joins us does as well. So we'll kind of play that one by ear. But tomorrow should be my first day off since the beginning of the year. I've worked every day, been up at the office, been trying to get things set up because it's still a brand new office and I want things to look professional. I don't want them to look like a barely just new set up office. I'm weird that way. But I've been up there every day trying to get things and understand the network and my printer that doesn't work. And I got to submit an IT ticket and I got to go through all these different processes. We don't have products on our actual devices, everything's web based. So that's a whole new learning curve to me because I can't even save a file on my PC. I got to save it to my network drive. And then only on my network drive, if I open the app through that, it's a big old. But, anyways, I'm getting all of this down. I'm starting to get adjusted and acclimated, bringing it back to shrimp. I'm getting acclimated. And tomorrow's my first day off. I got a bunch of stuff to do, but I almost 95% sure that I'm going to do a quick update video, give you some good pictures and video of what I have going on and what the plans are, and actually have a video posted versus just live streams. So let's pray that I get that done tomorrow. I want that. I love shrimp, but deep fried and nuked, bass boosted. Base boosted. I gotcha. How's the new job? The new job is good. It is really good. Um, it was a little bit of a today was the first day that it didn't really go the way that I had intended it to, at least at the start. And I was pretty discouraged at some things that I had learned, but I found a way to make it work and in a very positive way. So at the end of the day, I was pretty excited and happy that things are just going to go good. And I've sold several sheds this week. It's been kind of cool. I got a lot to learn though, but it's going good. And that's part of the reason, like Rob A says, ship one up to Iowa. No, but you can get one in Iowa. And that's basically why I'm looking into one myself, is because that's, like we discussed, I got to have a place so I can do my thing. And right now, that's probably the quickest, most efficient way for me to get something going with enough tanks and a system set up from scratch the way that I want it, that's probably the quickest way to do it. Yes, I am still trying to figure out where I'm going to permanently live, but yeah, I don't want to think about both, having to find a place to live so that I can have room for my tanks. I'd rather just set up a shed out here, get a system set up, and then it doesn't matter where I live because I have my setup out here and I can always expand. There's plenty of room, plenty of acreage. Eh, I hear you. I hear you, but the delivery costs to go to Iowa, we don't even want to go there because it's by the mile. At a certain point, it's by the mile, so we don't even want to go there. You could always just, ooh, look. Let me use my tools properly. You could always just support via PayPal or I think that other one's Cash App. At least until I get to 1,000 subscribers, become monetized, and start getting some other goodies. Sheds are mobile, somewhat, but also not so much. Like, for example, if I sell a shed from the lot, one of the display sheds that we already have there, um, those get picked up, put on a flatbed, and they get dropped off directly onto the surface from a flatbed. And that's pretty much it. Um, and that's because we don't want to take them apart, but they can be moved. It just takes a little bit more work. Go with the 16 by 16. Have room for the expansion. 16 by 60. Yeah, trust me, I've been playing around because I'm, working on getting better at my job. So I got to play around with the quote system, and I've thrown numbers in there and gone, nope. I tried different ones and played around with all different configurations and sizes and wall heights, and they are a little pricey when you start getting to the bigger ones because everything's based on square footage. So I know that in the room that I was in previously, that I had 30 plus aquariums set up in. I didn't have room for more unless I went up higher, which I didn't want to do. But, well, I could probably, if I configured it differently, I could probably fit more. But that space in that room was maybe 12 by 12. At max, I think it was 12 by 12. So the ones I've been looking at have been around 16 by 20 to 16 by 24. And that seems to be a pretty good footprint, even with the aquariums. That's why I want it 16 feet wide and the length 20 feet long or 24 feet long. That's a good enough footprint where I can put plenty of aquariums and even use an aquarium racks as a divider between two sides, because I want to have one side that is more temperature controlled and another side that's not so much, because I'm not going to use. It's just in my thinking. I think I need to have a little warmer and a little bit cooler. I want to have the flexibility of having both without having to run additional heating, well, unless it's the winter time. Does that make sense? Tommy Pham, shout out to my wife's boyfriend for getting me into this hobby. Oh man, shrimping is awesome, and aquarium keeping. Uh, I mean, I've had aquariums since I was 5. I think it was when I got my first aquarium. Yeah, I've had aquariums pretty much throughout my life. And it's just I've taken it to different levels and brought it back down and taken it back up and then brought it back down. Hey, Scotty Aquati, what's up? We got to have your aquarium lids set up so your whole shed can be put on a flatbed still. This is true. I am adding Epsom salt to my aquarium since my fish had internal parasites. Would Epsom salt harm my cherry shrimp? Any kind of salt you put in is going to harm your shrimp if they're in it for too long. Um, I don't know. I would, if it was me, I'd take everything out that, like your shrimp and even your plants, because once you put that Epsom salt into your aquarium, if you accidentally overdose your aquarium, you're going to have issues. And why not just use a regular aquarium salt instead of Epsom salt? Just a question. Um, at least that's what I've always done because I always keep a bag of aquarium salt, freshwater aquarium salt, not marine salt. I'll use marine salt for if I'm breeding brine shrimp, but not for not for my freshwater fish. There's something I learned from a freshwater or a saltwater friend of mine when she treated her betta with marine salt, and it was almost a disaster. And we did some research and found out that was bad. Ah, okay, cool deal. If Epsom salts are recommended as an alternative, then hey, I learned something new. Thank you very much. See, we do learn stuff. We do learn stuff here. And Epsom salt, that's a way to keep it shrimple because I know that I used to enjoy Epsom salt baths. Just it helps get rid of the soreness when you've had a long day or you feel icky. So that's cool. Oh, I get it. The Epsom salts is for internals, so the fish poops it out. Well, I guess if taking an Epsom salt bath helps cleanse your body, I guess it would do the same thing with fish. That's hey, learn something new every day. Thank you. I love doing this. Wait, yeah, Jamie. I meant to click on Jamie and say hi. Why did we gloss past this? I have lots of questions. What did we gloss past? Let me go back up. Shout out to my wife's boyfriend. Maybe it's ex-wife. I don't know. Yeah, I just read that. Tommy, people are asking questions. We need to know. Inquiring minds want to know. If it's too personal, I get it. Just throw the thumbs up. But you did say your wife's boyfriend. My shrimp all left their shells last night. I thought they all died. Did you do a water change recently? Because that usually can spur a quick molt by all of them if it's somewhat, especially if it's a drastic change in the parameters. It can, or sometimes it's just because they're like, woo, clean water, and they molt, and they were about to molt anyways. Osmosis stuff about making the water saltier than the inside of the fish to dehydrate the fish cells or something. Oh yeah, that's way over my keeping it shrimple head. Maybe Tommy's wife's boyfriend got the girl and he got the shrimp. I like that thinking. What's up, Mr. Todd? So, those of you who don't know, Todd and I have been friends for 29 years, almost 30 years. And he's been the lead guitarist for my band X is Red. So he does the guitar. the lead guitar. And then Johnny, who is Shooter's Range, sometimes he says hello. Um, he's the rhythm guitar singer. My bass player doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's around every once in a while. So that's who Todd is. Hello, Todd. What you been up to, man? I haven't talked to you in like forever. You need to come out. We need to jam. Johnny's talking about jamming and setting up my drums. I got my drums right here, but they're all in their cases and stacked neatly. They need to be out of their cases and set up so I can beat drums. I try. Well, you need to try to get your beep out here. Does that mean he can have as many tanks as he wants? Huh. I don't know. I stumbled into the shrimp hobby because I was looking for something to help me with my plant tanks. I'm a big nut about planted aquariums. Have been for a really long time. When I gave up on finding quality fish at the retail box stores, and this was many years ago, and I decided that I wanted to concentrate on naturally planted freshwater aquariums. So upon doing research, I learned that there was such a thing as a freshwater shrimp, and I bought one, and now I'm Papa Shrimp. Sucker. Yes, I just heard about that on the radio today. And hello, how you doing, Dennis? Yes, I just heard about that. Is there a video of the band somewhere? Yes, actually, I have a channel. Uh, it's on the main description of my. Well, sometimes I post it, but I need to post the link. That's a good idea. Here, let me look. Oh wait, cancel. No, let me look. I'll find it for you. I used to call it Animal Flores, but I changed it. I think it's just Jerry F. I think. And I believe that is the link for my channel, which has videos that I've put together. I haven't done anything on it in a long time, but yeah. And then if you just look up X apostrophe S space RED, that's my band. X is red. Sometimes people write it with three X's and then it says XXX red, or some people say just XS red. Ooh, look at that. Got my first babies in my PBL tank. So, speaking of, let's go. I promised you to look around, and we're going to look around at some things. First one I want to talk about is this one, since this is the main topic of tonight's stream, was my hair algae issue that is no longer an issue. So let me put the camera on pause so I can move this over here. I need to learn how to use two cameras, don't I? Yes, I know. Every time I've tried, though, to use my phone and the camera that I have, I've had issues with feedback in the mic. So that tells me I need to get a mic as well. Sorry if that was loud. Ah, stupid mouse. So here's basically a view of the tank that this all used to be covered with hair algae all over it. The sponge filter, see, look back there on the glass, on the back glass, there's like 3 or 4 strands that are left. Over here on the pearl weed, there's those clumps that are left, and that's about it. All the rest of the algae is gone. So, look, there's a detritus worm floating around. But the shrimp have had no issues. I know they may be hard to see in this picture, but if you look carefully along the bottom, there's little shrimplets everywhere. And there's several generations of shrimplets. So I have some medium sized ones, I have a little bit smaller, I have another little bit smaller, and then some brand new, really hard to see shrimp. So I have a variety of shrimplets in here. Most of them are the tangerine tigers, which these tangerine tigers are beautiful. Let me move this down here. It's hard to see, but they are super, super duper orange or almost yellow. This one looks almost yellow. Come on, focus. You can do it. It's almost there. There's there's a pretty good one. There's a lot of babies, you see. So yeah, over here, that's all that's left of the green hair algae, and I'm pretty sure that'll be gone in the next couple of days if I continue to run it the way I'm running it. So let me put this on pause while I move it up here because I want to show you what's going on with these little babies, which is going to be kind of hard to see because I haven't cleaned the glass in a little bit. There's the PBL tank. And as you can see, there's little shrimplets everywhere. I need to clean the glass. I know. You can give me a hard time about it. But one thing to look at is that the mosses and the plants, despite not having a whole lot of light, they're not really overgrowing my tank or anything. I'm not having to do a lot of trimming, but they're still doing well and they're healthy. The moss is healthy. That's a little bit of willow moss. The other willow moss I have right here, I have this whole breeder box full of it. There's bunches in there. That's going to go back into 20 long. Let me hit pause and then show you over here. I know. I got to get better at doing all of this. Multiple cameras, Jerry. Multiple cameras. Look like a pro. So this is the flex tank that I was talking about. Awesome. Yeah, the willow moss grows slow. But if you look here at this tank has had very little light over the, it's had about as much light as the rest of the tanks. Granted, I turned this one on a little bit more for a little bit longer because it does have plants. But in the past week, I said the other ones had maybe a total of 8 hours light. This one is been about on that same schedule all this week, except for one day that I kept it on for 4 hours. But everything is doing great, whether it's the pearlweed, the pagostemon, the ambulia, the wisteria, the savoir-certain, and there's several clumps of it. And then up here is the rotala indica. What's the plant on the bottom left? That is the pearlweed. And I think part of the reason why it rooted down and started running little runners is because of the lack of light. So instead of it trying to grow straight up like some of it did up here through the Pagostemon, it I think it ran runners across the bottom to help it survive, which I really like because that's going to split off into different little pieces, different little stems. I don't know if it's pronounced that way. It might be. Maybe it is Pogostemon, but I just always say Pagostemon. Okay, let me get back. I always say Pagostemon. I could be totally wrong, Nicole. You know me. I'm keeping it shrimple. Lordy, lordy, I'm old. My body hurts in ways that it's not supposed to. What's wrong? Oh, it's called work. So, nice little quick tour. But like I said, no lights for basically the same amount of time. This never had algae, so I never had the worry or the issue of hair algae. That tank has been just like that, that flex that we were just looking at since day one. It's been pristine. The plants have looked, they weren't as full as they are now, and they were just little stems, but it's filled out, grown in. The Sawasser tank's doing well. Even the Java moss. There's it's been one of my favorite setup do nothing tanks ever, and it looks so pretty. And yes, there's some PBLs and two long fin lemon blue eye plecos. Yeah, isn't that crazy how sometimes you just neglect your plant, your tanks, and then next thing you know, the plants take over and they do the work for you. Yeah, I'm surprised Easy hadn't started making her own tanks because I've been thinking about it. I'm just trying to find the right kind of glass that I would want to use, but I've thought about it. Um, I watch Shrimp Mania all the time, and he's making his own tanks and stuff. And I'm like, just for fun. That way I could make it exactly the size I want to, but I want to make sure I get the specs right on, like, because I want a long bookshelf type, like a 33 long almost, um, but maybe only, I don't know, maybe only like 16 gallons. So it's shorter. I want like a long shrimp tank, if that makes sense. Bookshelf. What's up, Evan T? Sounds fancier the way I say it. Pagostemon. This is a good question. Anyone know if the API copper test kit is accurate? Getting Neocaridina soon on well water, and I'm worried. Well, let me tell you a story about well water. Um, I don't trust my well water anymore. Hey, look, lefty. Woo, woo, 2 weeks in a row. Um, anyways, so well water, because of my inability to keep neos on my well water, thinking it's just well water and they're just neos. I didn't worry about it. I didn't do any treatments to it. I had no concerns until I was trying to figure out why my guppies took 6 months to grow about this big and why my neos wouldn't survive. And I tested my well water and it was putrid. So now I only use RODI water or I'll buy distilled water at the store. And that's it. I'll remineralize from there because I don't trust my well water, not one bit. So use your tests. I believe they're as accurate as they can be for what you're trying to measure. Lifeguard and Aquatop both make 12 to 16 gallon bookshelf tanks for about as low as I can find pre-made. Yeah, and that's what I've been seeing. UN also makes a couple of really long, like 12-gallon bookshelf tanks. Um, I've seen those. But yeah, because I just want a little bit shorter. I don't want as long, because that's why I really like the 20 gallons and the 10 gallons, because they're not so deep that I have to stick half my arm in the tank in order to do anything. I don't want to do that. As little as possible. I mean, I will, but as little as possible, because I know I could be putting junk in my aquarium and I don't want to, all of that stuff. So, yeah, I think little short ones, especially for the nanofish and the shrimp that I keep. I'd love to have a couple of long bookshelf tanks full of breeding clown killifish, because they don't need all of the deep. They'll use it, but they don't need it. So, let's see. My 12 long is a lifeguard. Love it for the nanofish I have in it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 33 longs, yes. And I know there's some out there floating around, but that's kind of what I'd like, is more stuff in that nature. I really like the 40 breeders. They're still a little bit deep, but for plants and stuff, the 29-gallon and the 40 breeders, I think, are really good for the long stem plants if you have the correct lighting. And the plants, they have to get light, a little bit of light to the bottom, or else, like I've seen a lot of Rotala indica that's growing beautifully at the top, but there's no leaves on the bottom stems because it's not getting any light. I'm just reading through the questions. I'm not stalling. Well, maybe I am just a little bit. Everybody's talking about the music, and man, something I don't know about people in North Texas, how many of you are familiar, but we've had like forever a certain station that was like the rock channel, right? It was the rock station. That's where you go hear all your Metallica and all of your local music, and music like my music, and of course, Pantera, because Pantera is local here. Um, well, that station just recently, a few months ago, got bought out. Hi, Carrie Eagle. Good to see you. Um, Long family show. Hello. Um, but this station got bought out by a retired radio owner from a major channel called The Ticket. That's a sports radio talk show, and it's like all over the country. It's won all kinds of awards. Well, he used to own it. He's got out of the business, retired, and then turned around and bought this rock station channel because apparently the rock is dying, or the FM channel rock stations are dying. So it was available to buy. And that just weirds me out that FM radio is doing that poorly, that the rock stations are dying out. Huh? Everything's going to iHeart Music or something. I don't know. I don't know what kids are into anymore. That's why I don't do music anymore, because it's a whole different world. Live performance music is just not in these days. It's not like back in the day when you'd go to, and I used to have all of my Van Halen and Texas Jam, Monsters of Rock, Metallica, Iron Maiden t-shirts. Of course, they were sleeveless, but yeah, you don't see that. Kids go buy the stuff. They order their concert t-shirts on Amazon, okay? They don't actually go to the concerts. They just order the t-shirts on Amazon and then stream a live video. That's the way I see it. I love shrimp. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Let's do
I
it
love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?
Woohoo! So I have a question for everybody that's been on my mind and that I've been looking at and trying to figure out. It used to be if you didn't go to the show, you didn't wear the shirt, right? That's like poser. Only posers wear the shirt to concerts they didn't go to. And it was a badge of honor to have, the Ozzy Osbournes and the AC/DCs and all the different shirts back in the day. Um, so, yeah. Now that got me off track. What the heck was I talking about? Oh, yeah, asking you guys the question that I have. I've been looking and looking and looking. We're already into 11 days into 2023. And I'm scratching my head going, if I remember last year, we already knew when the next big Aquashella event was going to happen. I haven't heard anything. I don't know nothing. Now, obviously, I'm not in the kids club because I don't hear nothing. What the whispers are, when it's going to be, where it's going to be. So, does anybody else have information that I don't, or is it something still that people can't talk about because they're trying to organize something like spectacular and they don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early? Anybody? Anybody? Hello? Hello? How many of you do you know what that's from? That one single line. Hello? You still have your signed Pantera shirts? That's cool. Todd, if he's still on here, he still has a plastic solo cup that they used to have at the bars. The little clear, no color, kind of clear, they're fuzzy, that they'd sell you the draft beers in, or you'd go to a keg party and you'd have a whole several sleeves of that stuff. Well, we were there, and Dimebag and Vinny were there, and my guitar player was sitting there talking to Dimebag, and he looked at him and he was like, "Dude, can you autograph that cup? Because my lead guitar player thinks you are like guitar god, and he would love to have your autograph. He totally freaks." So Dime signed it, and Todd took that cup, and of course he was like, "Woohoo!" And he's held on to that thing for all of these years. That was probably 27, 26 years ago, maybe even longer. 28 years. I've known him 29. You're almost 30. So yeah, about 28 years ago, um, that he had that cup. So of course it's in his room, and he smokes cigarettes. So the cup is no longer clear, fuzzy. It's brownish, but you can still tell that it's Dimebag's autograph on it. That's so funny. Makes me laugh every time I see it. Back then, I don't think he was as hardcore with the black tooth grins yet. This was back in what? Crap, 95? Yeah, it was 95, 94ish, 95ish when all of this happened. It might have been in 93, honestly, because it was right when Todd joined the band. So it might have been in 93 that this happened. And I don't think Dime was just starting to get all of his uh, trademark things. I don't know if he was drinking black tooth grins yet. I heard whispers of drama, but then again, that seems to be the norm nowadays. Well, I mean, there's always going to be drama with something, but I don't, I've never seen it except for the COVID year, the COVID year. I think I've never seen it to where there's no announcements, there's no sometime in spring, maybe in this general area of the country. This is the first time that it's just like there's nothing. Even I just wanted to know when the next Dallas one was, and I can't even find that. So I'd love to get more information if anybody has any information. I wish I need to go and get on Carrie's live stream or just send her a message and see if there's anything anything, possible. That's all I want. I just want to know, hey, maybe in the fall it's going to happen somewhere. It'd be nice to know. So I got squirreled and I went on all of these different topics. We talked about Aquashella. We talked about these tanks. We talked about I'm going to do a video tomorrow on my first day off in 11 days and see what I can get done. Um, yeah, I think the biggest thing about how I got rid of this algae was basically the lights and the water changes, because I have done water changes. I did a few water changes way before I went out of town when I first encountered this problem. Um, I was doing maybe a little bit too much. Oh, she won't share yet. Okay. Well, at least there's still whispers. But yeah, I didn't think anything in February was happening. Oh yes, thank you, Crown Tail. Gotcha. What about Rob at Flip? He should have an idea, and I'm sure he does. I'll leave it at that. Hey, what's up, Aqua Garden Zen? Hello, Silver Creek. You're just guessing? Ah, well, yeah, it wouldn't be a just a gentle reminder. I gotcha. Ding. I know I'm horrible, but I haven't done any videos, so that's my intent is that tomorrow, besides all this other stuff that I need to do, that I think I'm going to get done tomorrow on my day off, I'm going to do a video, and yes, part of that is I should be able to. I believe. I believe. No, I don't think I do have the stuff, but I'll get something going because that definitely needs to happen. And that's something that I want to incorporate into my videos, kind of like, you watch any video, anything, they always have like maybe um, the video and the topic they're talking about. And they may go, okay. And on a side note, and, use graphics and fancy, just a quick reminder, a pro tip that you could always do. And then they fancy it all up and make it go back to what they were talking about. So I'd kind of like to, not necessarily all the graphics and stuff, but I do want to incorporate maybe like in the videos that I do, the long videos, not short ones, but do more of adding in stuff like that about the pH solution on the pH testers, because I think it's a very important thing that I should be very well versed in myself. And shame on me for not being, but I want to do it and get familiar with it and understand it myself so that I can share it with everybody else and make it simpler or shrimpler. Hmm? See how I work that in there? Jeffrey Watts, what's up? Fist bumps. And After Effects. No, see, I've looked at videos and I'm like, oh, look, the simple how to do After Effects and Adobe. And I go watch these videos and I'm like, no. And then I pull the files off, and I watch the video that says, get these files because I want to make the little finger that goes bing, bing, and does the click, subscribe, like, share, all of the little graphics things. I want to do one and make one myself, but I'm definitely not very well versed in the way I go about putting my videos together in Premiere. So jumping into After Effects and learning all the and fancy stuff, man, I'm lucky I know what I know about what I do now. And I do it the hardest way possible and all bass backwards, I know, but that's what I know. I've taught myself everything that I know on Photoshop since I started doing graphic design because my wife did it uh, back when I was married. Uh, but she was a graphic designer, so that's I would always be like, "Ooh, show me how to do this," so I can make flyers for my band, and then it kind of just grew from there. So, yeah, I'm not going to become no After Effects guru. Sorry, Coro. Hey, look, BJ Palmer, how you doing? I love shrimp. Okay, bye, Carrie. See you later. I'm about to end anyways, but it was good to see you in here. Thank you for showing up. Yes, please. You do your own style. It's groovy and retro. Oh, cool. Well, at least you notice that I do stuff, but it's very I know that I could just probably go to After Effects and make automate it so that it does stuff, but I learned after watching my friend Lisa from Lacree Fine Arts, after watching her videos and the way that she does the close-ups and the pans and the all of the stuff, it got me excited about making videos. So I went to YouTube, and this was about 4 months ago, 5 months ago. But I went to YouTube, of course, and I watched a video on how to use the zoom and pan effects. I know, simple, stupid. But learning that made me realize, I was like, wow, it totally opened my mind to a different way of doing the video in the first place. I don't have to get every shot close up perfect. What I can do is get a good shot of what I want and then use the zoom to zoom in either fast or slow. I can pan, but I finally learned that. Yeah, and that took me like months. So I'm getting there one step at a time. But I do appreciate everybody hanging out. I know it's only 7:15, 58. Um, that might have been a nice way to say you're old. Yeah, I got it. I am. Ugh, it's terrible. But anyways, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for being patient with me on my video making and the content that I haven't been putting out there. But thank you so much for joining me on a Wednesday night again. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, comment, do all that fun stuff. Tell your friends about it, and we'll keep on making it fun every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, doing Keeping It Shrimple. We'll see you next time. Peace. Bye. If I can find the right button. Oh, wait, one more time before we go.
I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp? I love shrimp. Who else loves shrimp?